Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Sapphire. So we are now in Fortree City, we're just about to take on the gym. Once my character moves, because I always leave like a 10-second gap for whatever. Like, I don't know why I just anticipate my intro being 10 seconds long. Even though I could still be moving at the same time. But this gym is for flying type Pokemon, even though the architecture is all wood and stakes and stuff. But this is a fairly difficult gym. Like the past gyms, like the fighting type, okay, the second, fourth, and fifth gyms, they can be difficult. But I don't know, this one is difficult on its own. But I don't remember how this went at all. I haven't recorded for a week. But yeah, I mean, Luingus is just, 4 times weak to flying type attacks, yet I just have him in the lead. Yeah, let's bring Swalot out. I did give Swalot Ice Beam the other episode so that I could take on flying type Pokemon. And I have Shockwave too, but Ice Beam is much stronger. Shockwave's just there for like, if they use Double Team or whatever. And I guess Shockwave does have a higher PP, but that's not the point. So yeah, we got the Swablu. I still think Swablu is such like a cool design. Like cotton swab and just blue. I don't know, it's just a little parrot head. But this gym, the puzzles are pretty cool. I think they're kind of advanced for, I guess, the 3rd generation gyms. I'm trying to think of what the other puzzles were, but this one is like, you got like these moving doors, but you can only push them in so many directions until like the walls block their path. What am I doing? I don't think I did it right. Come on, Ryan. Oh no, I got it right. The setup just took a while. I mean, you do only have the 2 doors there, so it's not super difficult. I think the next puzzle will use 3 of the doors. And once you get into like 4 doors, which I'll never know, I guess. But I feel like that might be too difficult because there's so many combinations you can do with 4 compared to how many you can do with 3. I mean, I'm not doing like any calculations in my head or anything, but let's just say like 3 times 3 is 9 and 4 times 4 is 16. So that's like a difference of 7 more combinations of puzzles or options. I don't know what I'm going at, but what I'm trying to say is I like this gym's puzzle design. This gym and probably the 8th gym are my favorite designs for this game. Because the first one was boring, the second one was boring. They made the second one cool in the remakes. But the first one is kind of meh in the first games. I mean, it should be like a boring puzzle. Although X and Y kind of did it right, but I mean, like, it's just like, okay, like, the trainers are optional, but in the newer gym, the later gyms, then you're usually required to go against, like, 2 trainers at least. Depends on the puzzle, I guess. But then, like, once we get to, like, Diamond and Pearl, like, those gyms are slightly better. I mean, they have, like, 3-dimensional assets they can really take advantage of. Well, in these games, you just got, like, the 2-dimensional assets, technically. I mean, you got, like, the planes of existence. But again, it is, like, a grid, so you could pretty much do the exact same technical stuff on, like, a PowerPoint page. If that makes any sense, what I'm trying to say. But we are in this gym, going against Birdkeeper Will with his Pelipper. $20 it's going to use Protect. Oh my god, I swear they use Protect on their first turn every single time. Like, what are you scouting for? You can't swap out anything, you don't have leftovers, you're at full health. Oh, did I pause it? Oops. Yeah, there was a brief moment of silence. I'm sorry for that, because normally I just set the controller down. I don't know why I do this, but I just look up the videos on my Wii U, and I just watch it that way, because then I can like almost guarantee that there won't be any lag or anything like that, I guess. But I was holding the controller for some reason. I think my knee hit one of the buttons, so then it just stopped the video, and then it fast forwarded like two minutes or something, because I was like at the 9-minute point and we're only like 5 minutes in. But yeah, I'm just gonna do a little jump cut here because I'm gonna heal my Pokemon up in between the jump cut. This is like the only time I ever actually take advantage of jump cuts. And I really could have synced the music because like I was so close, like when I did the jump cuts. Like I didn't want to like put that much time and energy into doing like a perfect music jump cut. There's some other point in this Let's Play, I don't remember anymore. I think it was like for the 7th gym, where I do a jump cut, and it also just like was 1 or 2 seconds away from syncing up perfectly. And you know, the songs are like at least like a minute long each, give or take, I guess. The older games, the music's a lot shorter. And newer games, like newer video games, the songs are so long, and it's like, I don't know if that's good or bad, because it's like, people always complain like, oh, this song is so repetitive, but I don't know, I guess I don't notice if it's catchy, but like, and like people say, I guess like angry video game nerds said like the Rocky and Bullwinkle NES game, the music is like, okay, yes, it is annoying sounding, but at the same time it's like catchy after a while. And it is short, but at the same time it's like, what do you expect from an NES game? It also isn't like made by Nintendo either, so like whatever. But we're at this gym leader now, Gym Leader Winona. She has 4 flying type Pokemon, which is kind of powerful, I'd say. Because like my only answer for a lot of her Pokemon is Swalot, because that's the only Pokemon with super effective attacks, because Combuskin is weak as hell. Okay, well, no. Combuskin isn't weak. Trapinch is weak as hell, and then Combuskin and Breloom are weak to flying type attacks. Especially Breloom, whose types were weak. And Altaria has Earthquake, which sucks, but I should absorb that, yeah. Although it is a 2-hit kill. However, Ice Beam is 4 times super effective against Altaria. And I don't think it's gonna kill. Yeah, it did like 95 or 90. But she is using the Hyper Potion, and so I take advantage of that turn to go for another Ice Beam. Maybe look at a high roll. I don't know if that last one was a low roll. Oh no, I got a crit. Never mind. Thanks, game. Jeez, like, this gym can be like a pain in the ass sometimes, but I mean, that crit might have been super lucky for me. Otherwise, I would have just sacked Lombre, Zigzagoon, whatever one I haven't sacked yet, just to use another super hyper potion or whatever. But Skarmory is out here. It's weak to fire and electric only, so that's the only time Combuskin will be useful for this gym battle, I think. Yeah, because Swallow and Pelipper are not weak to anything I have on Combuskin. And Ember is a 3-hit kill. I do get the burn. This is the luckiest gym battle ever, because that burn will be just enough to kill Skarmory. And I think last of all is Pelipper? I could be wrong. Yeah, Pelipper. And so I bring out Swalot. I don't know if I'll be quicker, or if the Pelipper has Protect. That will be something odd for a gym battle. But it goes for Water Gun, and I think I live it. Yeah, that does nothing to me. That does 16. So I could take another one of Water Guns. And Shockwave is 4 times super effective, and Pelipper is known for its physical bulk. So Shockwave definitely will take it down. And yeah, that's Winona. I used to think her design, like, so I thought her helmet was like a Viking helmet. I didn't think of it being wings. I thought it was just like horns or something. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. They got like a Viking gym leader. Like, this is badass. And then you see, like, in the newer art, like in the, or in the, not in the newer art, but like the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire art. Like, I don't know, like, they made like everyone's faces weird. Like, I don't remember if the old art, if they gave everyone noses. I think so, but I mean, I could just like look at the thumbnails on some of the thumbnails I made for this Let's Play, because I used some of the old art. Like I got Archie and Maxie in one picture for like episode 7. But yeah, like in the new art, like none of the characters have noses, and it's like, yeah, I can imagine where their nose is, but it just looks not right, you know? Like apparently humans have some sort of like fear where like if something is just like not human but super human-like, then it's like terrifying or like frightening to us or something like that. I kind of like understand it, but at the same time I think it's just like each person just kind of develops their own fears and non-fears, and so I might be afraid of like clowns, which I don't think I am. I haven't seen a clown in forever. In person, that is. But like someone else, they might not be, or whatever. And that's just how it is. And like, I don't know, like in psychology, in my high school psychology class, like, you know, you just get conditioned to like be afraid of stuff. Like this one kid who was like 1, he was totally fine with like white furry animals and all that junk, and then they started making like a scary noise whenever he'd pet the bunny, and then before you know it, now this kid's afraid of rabbits, and that's his life now. I don't know how old he is. He might be 60, 70. I mean, like, you can learn to not be afraid of animals afterwards. So I'd bet, you know, like therapy and whatever. Like, if you're addicted to drugs, you can do rehabilitation and hopefully not be addicted to drugs anymore. But yeah, right now, going back into the game, we're going downhill now because the last episode we were going up the mountains into this gym area. And now we're going downhill. And it's raining here, even though I'd like to consider that the route to the left of this mountain is a rainforest. Mainly because the Pokemon Tropius exists there. Like, it's my only backup for that being a rainforest. Even though I don't think in the remakes it's a rainforest either. But it's, I mean, this route, this region is tropical and whatever. It's got a volcano and an ocean. It's tropical. Let it be a rainforest. But no, it's raining on this side that doesn't have Tropius, so I just call it a forest. Like, are there even any areas in nature where it's just like a rainforest, and then, oh, now we got pine trees everywhere? Like, I don't think so. But I am, like, 1 level away from getting my Trapinch to evolve into a Vibrava, which will be happening in this episode, if you saw the thumbnail. And Vibrava is still going to be a weak Pokemon, but it can learn Fly, so that'll be useful for very few points in the game where flying is quicker than traveling across the water, land. But we got Parasol Lady Angelica. See, she's got a raincoat and umbrella. She's prepared. Some of these bird keepers, they better learn their place. But last episode, when I freed the weather station, I could have gotten a cast form for free. I didn't want it, though, because it has no use for me, especially damage-wise, level-wise. I mean, it was a fair level at the time. And even like as an HM slave, I don't think it learns like any HMs. Maybe like Rock Smash, but I doubt it. But yeah, like he has a weather gimmick. I've probably already mentioned this last episode, but you saw it like in person there. It's raining and he gained a weather, like a rain form. He has the same for sunny weather. I think sandstorm weather. I could be wrong. And snow weather. I'm trying to remember what the sandy weather one is. But yep, Trapinch is evolving into Vibrava now. One of like only 5 Pokemon that have a V for the first letter of their name. Along with like Vigoroth and Venom. Oh, no, never mind. Venonat, Vileplume, Venomoth. Those are all the V's I know. So yeah, there are 5, definitely. So, yep, Trapinch was a ground type, Vibrava is now a ground dragon type. Very handy for me, because now it's 4 times weak to ice, but I do gain the ability Levitate, which means I'm immune to ground type moves. Not that there's a lot of Pokemon using Magnitude or Earthquake or Mud Slap in the game. But yeah, I mean, we got another ninja trainer. He's still running around with a level 28 Ninkata, even though it evolved at level 20. Like, get your shit together. Unless you just caught this and you haven't leveled it up once. Which, you're in the middle of a forest. What are you doing, man? Level up that Ninkata. Go! Okay. He's got a coughing too. That's respectable. I bring out Swalot because, you know, it resists poison, and Coffee is known for its physical defenses, and Swalot has special attacks. Even though its special attack and physical attack are both the exact same, I think. I'm trying to think of it. Like, I know its speed is shit. Well, it's base 60. Or, no, is it base 60? It could be base 50 or 55. I really don't remember. Even though it's my favorite Pokemon, but I just don't use it in competitive. But then its defenses are both like 80 or 90, probably 80 because it's weak. And then its attacks are like probably 70 or 80. I don't think they're the exact same as the defenses, but then the HP is like 100. So I don't know what that averages out to. 160 plus 140, that's 300 plus 160, so that's 460. I think that's too much. So I'd probably say that Swalot's stats are lower than that. I don't remember. I don't really pay attention to like the overall coverage of stats. But yeah, Swalot's just gonna like slowly become less and less useful in this playthrough because I just really needed something to take down the 6th gym leader. I mean, Swalot's cool and all, but like once I get to like the 8th gym in Victory Road in the Elite Four, I'm pretty sure its usage just completely shuts down. I could be wrong though, but I mean, I recorded this like 3 weeks ago, so. But by the time this episode airs, it will be like 5 or 6 weeks ago, so. Cool fact on that, a lot of people don't like to say how recent or how long ago they recorded something. Or like if they record multiple episodes in one session, they don't like to reference that at all. I've probably already had this like minor tangent, but it's like I literally never knew that people would like record multiple episodes of something on the same day. I always thought it was like they just like recorded it and then like 10 minutes after they finished recording it, they would just like upload it to YouTube. And I didn't know how long it would take to upload a video to YouTube. Like these Pokemon episodes take like 2 hours, but like a 12 episode of Super Mario Sunshine only takes like 1 hour, which based on those numbers, that doesn't add up, but whatever. And this trainer, she has a Milotic. This is, like, Milotic's one of the most difficult Pokemon to fight against, just in general for in-game fights. Because I remember this one takes me a long time. Because Breloom, like I have been saying, its special attack is very bad, and Milotic is a special attacker. I do get that headbutt flinch, though, so that's nice. If I get another one, that would be crazy. What? No way. I thought this was a difficult fight. I don't know. Oh yeah, the full restore. Okay, never mind. It is difficult. Why would you give, like, the most bulky Pokemon in-game a fucking full restore? Especially when that's their only Pokemon. Why would you do that, Game Freak? And it has Recover, too. Like, bruh. Gotta hope for a status, just even though it doesn't have any contact moves for my Effect Spore to take advantage of it. And then Water Pulse might confuse me, like, oh boy. Oh wow, and it crits. I mean, I did get 2 flinches in a row, so that is fair. But this is in-game, that's not fair. Right, am I gonna try and go for a poison? That would probably be like my best play. I mean, if this was in-game, it would be my best play. Especially since poison is physical and electric is special, so based on the bulk, I'd say that Recover probably does more health than it would from Shockwave. I don't know what I'm going at anymore. But it does not go for Recover again. Hopefully I live this Water Pulse. I don't. Ooh. Wow. Yeah, bring out Vibrava, I think, just to try and get more experience. Or no, I was looking at their base speeds, yeah. The only time I ever care about stats is during this fight here. Because I'm like, okay, I need to outspeed this Milotic before it goes for Recover. I go for Crunch. Fly would be like a death sentence. Yeah, Crunch is a 2-hit kill. Luckily, it does not go for Recover. But I do die to the Water Pulse. However, Quick Attack should be a kill. Otherwise, I am fucked. Come on. Yeah. Rain. You don't go for Fire when it's raining against a Water type. Yeah, lucky for me, Quick Attack does kill. I mean, Combuskin does have a higher base physical attack than Vibrava. Oh, and the phone's ringing. I am not going to answer that. In fact, I'm going to close the door. Okay, you can probably still hear it, but I don't know. Like it's like 2:50 real time. The only people that could possibly call is my grandma, which sorry, grandma, but if she does call, it's just gonna be like, "Oh, hey, are your parents home yet?" And then I'll be like, "No, they aren't." And yeah, that's literally the conversation. And then 2 minutes later, or I mean, not 2 minutes, 2 hours later, when they do come home, I'm like, "Oh, hey, grandma called." That means she probably wants to like go eat here, or go to a store, or go to the bank to get a checked for cash or whatever. Because I think I mentioned this like last episode, but like, yeah, she doesn't have a car anymore. And that sucks, but I mean, she's not a great driver. Like, before we got rid of her car, like, she could not drive at all. Like, so she would go to the grocery store and, like, sometimes I would just, like, hang out at her house because I have nothing to do. And so we'd go to the grocery store, and she's driving, like, 12 miles an hour on a 30. And like, God, it's just like people honking, and I'm like, I know I'm not the one that should be embarrassed. Like, I'm embarrassed for her because people are honking, and then like, here's my grandma's philosophy: if people honk at her, she's slowing down more, which really is not the appropriate option at all. Like, gosh, why? Why are you slowing down? You're already going 18 below the speed limit, please. And then, like, and then not only is like she going 12 miles an hour, she likes to sightsee while she's driving. So like, if she looks to her left, she will start like slowly tilting the car to the left or to the right or whatever. And like, okay, now you're in the other lane, Grandma. Can you not do that? And like sometimes we're in parking lots, and it's like, if you want to take a left turn out of the parking lot, you have to wait for the right lane to like show up first. And there's not always a gap of time available, like, just for normal people. And so for my grandma, who like not only drives slow, but like, you know, she'll get out of the driveway slow too. Like, so if you have like 5 seconds to like speed up, get into your turn lane, like, okay, she has negative time, because if she goes, she's getting hit, and she has to pray that they are gonna stop. There was like one time, like, I mean, like, okay, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt on this one, but like, there's this 4-lane road, kind of like in the middle of nowhere. It's not in the middle of nowhere, it's a busy street, but compared to like every place that I go to in town, it's not anywhere near where I go. But it's 4 lanes, but in between both sides of the road, there's just like a large patch of grass with like light poles and whatever. And my grandma, she was taking a left turn, and then she goes into oncoming traffic, and yeah, lucky for her, no one was there to like kill us. But that was like the first time. That was like years before like she was actively like a bad driver. And like sometimes like we all have gatherings at one of our cousins' houses, who's like all my cousins that like I actively see, like we all live like one town away from each other, so it'd be like a 10-minute drive. And like one of the So like my grandma's daughters, like she had like a gathering for like a, might have been the Super Bowl, I don't remember. But there's this car going super slow ahead of us. I'm like, oh, this piece of shit. And then like we go closer and closer, and then I'm like, oh, that's grandma. Fuck. And then like so we show up to their house, and then like 6 minutes later, like I'm like, oh, I wonder who that is. No, that's grandma. We saw her on the way here. Yeah, but I mean, I drive her car now because. And like we gave her like more than enough money from the car because like you know we need to like let her live with the money, even though like let's just say the car was like $1,000, we probably gave her like $3,000 for it or something. I don't remember anymore. That was like a year and a half ago. But there's a lot of stuff wrong with her car, like the AC is not correct. So like the car will get like warm during winter, but the AC just will not work when in the summer. I think we got it fixed now. I don't remember anymore. But that was really annoying last summer for me. Yeah. But we are getting fairly close to the end of this episode. I mean, not really. We still got like 4 more trainers left, I think. And let's just say that each trainer's 1 minute each, so that's 4 minutes. But I'm just like looking at the time on my voice recording program, and I have to like remove that 1 minute from the jump cuts where I accidentally was touching the controller. But yeah, okay, so we got the experience share on Chanticleer, which was a great idea because, I don't know. I mean, I don't need it on Dragoon, so, yeah. But Ninjask is going for double team. I hate double team so much. I'm surprised, like, I haven't, like, given up playing this game on, like, past files, because I never really used TMs in the games. Like, on my file of Diamond. I haven't found every TM, but, like, I haven't used any either. Because, like, you only get the one, I'm, like, 99% sure. So, yeah. That's one of the good things I like about it. I don't remember if in Black and White you can use TMs multiple times. I'd probably have to Google that, because I haven't played Black since I got it. But I've been planning on restarting the file, because I think I already mentioned this, but I accidentally transferred all of my Pokemon to Pokemon Bank, because I didn't know how it worked. So, like, I literally don't have any... I don't have any Pokemon anymore. I have, like, whatever Pokemon weren't in the boxes, which suck. But if I really wanted to, I could recreate the team, except for maybe my starter. But then again, I have a copy of White 2 that I haven't really played, so I could just transfer the starter over. But another thing that doesn't really matter for me, but I secretly do care, is that like the date that like you get the Pokemon or whatever. It's like, okay, I got this Pokemon in 2007, like, yeah, and then it's like, oh, I got that one in 2012. It's a thing, like, I only care about the second it happens, and that's it. And then, like, maybe like, a couple years later, I'll look at it and be like, oh, yeah, that's my starter. And then, like, I already know it's my starter. I don't have to, like, timestamp it. But we are kind of entering into a ghost route, or the ghost Pokemon area. Hence this, like, what was your class called? Hexmaniac? Yeah, Hexmaniac. I have lost. Yeah, there's like a mountain that we'll be going to next episode. It's got a lot of ghost Pokemon in it. And when I say a lot, I mean only like 2 ghost Pokemon. Because there's like no ghost Pokemon in this game. Like, the Elite Four member, that's for ghost types, which, spoiler or whatever. Like, so all the Elite Four members have 5 Pokemon. And the ghost member has 3 different Pokemon, and then 2 of them, there's repeats. So they got Sableye, and then the 2 ghost Pokemon's final forms in this upcoming area with the ghosts. And, like, of those 2 Pokemon, one of them's super bulky and sucks ass to go against, and then the other one's, like, supposed to be good at attacking, but it just kind of sucks. But it's higher tier than the other one. But at the same time, the bulky one got an evolved form in the later games. But I think still the third form is in the same tier as the second form of the other one. But the second form of the other one got a Mega Evolution, so I guess that's just a mulligan. I don't know. Can't really measure that anymore. But we got a Sapphire here. That's the... Zangoose is the exclusive on the other one. I mentioned that during episode 9. No, not 9. This is 10. Episode 8? 7? I don't know. No, we got one trainer left. It's a double battle trainer, but you know the point. So we're gonna go and talk to them. Or no, that's it for the episode. Okay, bye.